morning! Today I want to talk to you about the life cycle of a butterfly. I want to start with a story. This story is called The Butterfly. This story was written by Anna Milburn and Kathy Shimon. At the end of the garden, there's a little stripy caterpillar. What do you think it's been doing all day? First, it ate up the leaf it was sitting on. And then, when that was gone, it started munching on the next one. There are lots of other hungry caterpillars too. There's a teeny tiny green one, a very chubby yellow one, a soft white hairy one, and a big fat fuzzy one. And all of them are eating as fast as they can chew. The little stripy caterpillar is not so little now, but still it keeps on eating. Munch, munch, munch. Soon it's even too fat for its skin, so it shrugs it off just like an old coat. And then it eats some more. It's a hungry caterpillar. One day the caterpillar stops eating. Perhaps it's full. It curls up under a leaf and falls fast asleep. Slowly, its skin becomes a shiny case. It hangs there quietly, not moving at all, for a very long time. I wonder what it's doing in there. What do you think? All at once, it starts to wiggle. It wiggles and wiggles until the case splits open and it inches its way out. The stripy caterpillar has become a beautiful butterfly. It stretches out its bright new wings in the warm sun. Then it flutters up into the wide blue sky. All kinds of pretty butterflies are flittering around the garden. There's a lacy white one, two speckled blue ones, and one with circles on its wings. I guess since we had different types of caterpillars, now we have different types of butterflies too. The butterfly flutters from flower to flower, sipping sweet nectar from every one. At night, it folds its dainty wings and settles down to sleep. When it's time, the butterfly carefully lays some eggs. Each one is like a tiny pearl. A few days later, a little stripy caterpillar pops out of each egg. They are all very, very hungry. Can you guess what happens next? Munch, munch, munch. Hungry caterpillar. So we just read the story, The Butterfly. In our story, our little caterpillar went through some big changes. These changes are all part of the life cycle of a butterfly. And so I want to help you develop a life cycle of a butterfly to better understand these changes. So let's think about our story. Here I have 4 objects that represent the different stages that a butterfly goes through in its life cycle. Can you remember what our story started with? Did we start with a butterfly? No. In our story, we started with a little stripy caterpillar. Can you figure out which object represents a little stripy caterpillar? Mine's not stripy, but I do have a caterpillar. This little guy is my caterpillar. So I'm going to take my caterpillar and I'm going to put him on my diagram, and we're going to build this diagram. So I'm going to put my caterpillar at the very top because that's what I started with. But you could put the caterpillar anywhere in your diagram. Notice it's a circle, so there's no beginning and there's no end. So I started with a little caterpillar in my story. My little stripy caterpillar, he ate leaves, and he ate more leaves, and eventually he took a nap. And when he took a nap, something happened. He changed. Do you remember how he changed? Look at my objects and think about what he changed into. That's right. When he took a nap, he formed a chrysalis. He formed a hard case around himself. And so this represents my chrysalis. I'm going to take this object and I'm going to follow my arrows. I have my caterpillar, and so my arrow goes this way. So next I'm going to put this right here to show his chrysalis forming. Okay, so I have my caterpillar, forms a chrysalis, and then we waited a while. and the chrysalis started to wiggle and wiggle and wiggle, and what came out? Look at my objects. What do you think? You're right. Next is my butterfly. He turned into a beautiful butterfly. So out of the chrysalis comes a butterfly. So I'm going to follow my arrow, and I'm going to put my butterfly right here. Make sure I stick him on good. So I have my butterfly. My butterfly flew around from flower to flower, eating, and eventually, what did the butterfly do? You're right, the butterfly laid eggs. And so in the book it said my eggs look like tiny pearls. And so this represents my egg. And so I'm going to take my egg and I'm going to follow my arrow. My butterfly lays eggs, so I'm going to put this next in my cycle. And then out of the egg popped out what? Was it a butterfly? No, it was another little stripy caterpillar. So out of the egg came the caterpillar, and those caterpillars were very hungry, so they started to eat. And I bet you could guess what would happen next with those caterpillars if our story continued further. They would build a chrysalis. Out of the chrysalis would come more butterflies, and those butterflies would lay more eggs. So you can see it's a cycle, and it goes on, and this is the life cycle of a butterfly. One of our teachers did a really cool project to let her students see the life cycle of a butterfly. Let's take a look at that now.
I'm a 4th grade teacher, and I wanted to share with you a virtual learning project that I did with my students where we grew caterpillars. And it's amazing to see the transformation. I mean, by day 9 we had chrysalides, and 9 days later we had our first butterfly. And then on day 21 we released them out into the world. And I have with me my daughter Birdie. She's a kindergarten student at BioView. And Birdie, what was your favorite part about having caterpillars at our house?
I liked watching them, and the reason why I liked to watch them is because I wanted to see them turn into their chrysalides.
You liked watching them turn into chrysalides? I think that's a pretty cool part too. You'll see also that when we did our release, we had one butterfly who he was hurt. He got stuck in his cocoon. I think that was probably the neatest thing that I learned, was that it's not always, we don't always see it, but nature's not always perfect. And we had a butterfly who was stuck in his cocoon, and we had to use a pipe cleaner to help pull him off. And when we released them, we had to release him near our flower bed so that he would have a safe place to go, so that hopefully he would survive. And anyway, we're excited to share our project with you, and happy learning! Today we're going to move the caterpillars from their first home to their new home. So I'm going to take the lid off, and I'm going to put it sideways in here so that the chrysalides, instead of hanging upside down, like hanging off of it, are hanging next to it. And then this is gonna be their new home for the next, they've been in here for about 3 days. So they're gonna be in this home for anywhere from 4 to 7 days because they'll spend 7 to 10 days total in their chrysalides. So I'm gonna very gently. Now, Birdie's teacher just did this recently and she said that sometimes they wiggle and it's kind of a defense mechanism. So if they're wiggling, it's okay. It doesn't mean anything is wrong. Oh gosh, it's nerve-wracking.
Are you okay? You can't open the lid?
I've got to open the lid.
Why?
I got to take them out of here. Okay.
Ew. Your rib. How do you put them in there? They're sleeping. They're sleeping, Mommy. Wake them up. They're freaking out. So,
Here we
good.
go.
Here they come.
All right, now they're in their new home for the next 4 to 7 days. I will keep sending updates.
There's a butterfly. They're wiggling.
Yeah, I know. I think we're about to have 2.
He's wiggling. He's about to turn to a butterfly too.
Mm-hmm.
But
Look, this
then
one's
it's-
gonna, he's gotta pump blood into his wings. He's gonna make his wings get big and strong.
Yeah. Bigger. Small.
Look at that one.
I mean, like,
We
look
were
at
just
our
looking at it. Mhm.
butterfly.
We were just over here, and then
I told you it was it.
I know.
He's a butterfly now.
And I think we're about to have another one. He's like, "What are you doing?" Oh, it's going crazy.
He's going crazy.
All right, so we have our butterflies here. We've had them for a few days. We're gonna go ahead and release them. That way they have enough time to continue their life cycle. So today we're gonna open them up. We have 5 butterflies. One of them is a little bit injured. It was stuck in its cocoon coming out and actually has a crippled wing. So that we're letting them go here on our front porch so that way we can at least get him to a plant so that he'll be safe. Now, let's stand to the side.
And then it's like that.
Now when they come out,
Stop.
they have the opportunity
Yeah, that's kind of a way. That's familiar.
So this is what they look like.
Can I reach down and get one?
So I'm gonna give this one to Birdie. See if he'll crawl. Oh, there he went.
Oh. I'm Miss Troop.
I'm Miss Bellius.
And I'm Miss Waldrop.
And we're teachers from West Elementary.
We're going to be showing y'all some reading and math activities that the only things you need for it are chalk and fly swatters.
Okay, first up we're going to show you guys a multiplication activity where Miss Troop will call out a number and we're going to find the fact for that number and swat them with our fly swatters, and whoever gets there first gets the point.
All right, back up so you can see all your numbers. 25. 49. 9. 6. Good job.
This time we're going to have Miss Troop call out the math fact and we're going to find the matching product.
6 times 4. 3 times 3. 4 times 4.
Okay. And now we're going to show you guys a very similar activity, but we're going to use reading sight words. So it's the same concept. Miss Troop is going to call out a word and we're going to race to try to swat them with our fly swat. And one thing we forgot to mention, if you don't have fly swats at home, you can just run and jump on the word, or whatever you have at home to use, you can use.
Are y'all ready?
Okay?
Yes.
Ready?
Good. Fly. Red. Out.
I read that word. I read it. Oh.
Car. Eat.
Where is it?
Thank y'all for watching our video.
Bye.
Bye.
We miss you. Another way that you can practice your sight words and your multiplication facts with the chalk is just to hop to each word or each multiplication fact, saying the word, reading the word, or saying the fact. So here's an example. All had under good